Checking out a big dark hole in the ground does not excite you?
Been there before. The thrill wears off pretty quick.
Keep your guard up. No telling what we'll find down there.
Step through portal.
Combing through Faustus's twisted ramblings wasn't the easiest job in the world, but Captain Marvel did manage to find a spot of particular interest to the late Doctor. Judging by the Hydra activity we've picked up in the area, I'd say she's on to something.
Carol never fails to impress. Big hole.
Big horde of Hydra.
Think we finally found out how they're smuggling artifacts out of the sanctum.
Good, then there must be a way to smuggle ourselves inside. Let me guess. Stealth, not your style?
I'm a vampire, remember? We invented stealth.
You might want to tell that to them.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
We are heading.
If you're done showing off, why don't we move on Hydra and put an end to their artifact smuggling operation for good?
No problem.
Your time has come! Tell that.
Hold them down for a bit. Grab that artifact while we can.
Now that was something.
Engaging target.
The elements will never grow tired.
Looks like they called for help.
Mother, protect us.
According to our thermal scan, this hole branches from here across the entire city. What the hell was Faustus doing down here?
You'd have to ask Crossbones.
You asked for it. Requesting medivac. It sounds to me like they just missed their mama. These fanatics are always the same.
for Hydra. I will show you true power. Leave some for the rest of us. The end comes for us all eventually.
Get some.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Hydra's in control of the situation.
No retreat. Payback's gonna be fun.
I'm of no help like this.
You're gonna remember me. Regroup and await reinforcements.
You've got nothing to fear.
Hydra has always sought power from the occult, but this feels different. It's one thing to steal artifacts, but this entire setup feels like a distribution center. A distribution to where?
If my mother is involved, nowhere good.
Then I'm betting it somehow involves Banner. They're repositioning! Getting better every day.
The battlefield is ours. We're all gonna get it. You're in trouble now. On Beta, moving into position.
The sheer scope of Hydra's operations in this city are staggering, especially considering the number of heroes that take up residence here.
The greatest lie the devil ever told was convincing the world he didn't exist.
The elements bow to me. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. You are going to talk.
We've got one of the artifacts.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Better not be a fire dragoon lair. Hydra's been busy.
Whatever the hell they're doing down here. It smells wicked. Remind you of something?
The sanctum. Back door?
Gonna say yes.
We serve our mother. We await the return of the midnight sun. We hate interlopers and their little brains.
I would have preferred the fire dragoon.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Consider it done.
Who's next?
I am impressed. The light will heal you.
Appreciate it.
Just like old times.
No sympathy for the weak.
We will make them regret.
Good effort.
Brace yourself.
It'll peel back your flesh.
Reinforcements. Good.
That door of his may be our best bet at getting through to the sanctum and finally taking the fight to Lilith.
Fresh meat. Surface meat. So much better than sewer meat. Sweet, sweet surface meat.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll let us through if we just ask nicely. Arigato.
Smell your every move. You first.
Face your end.
Never seen that before. That's a neat trick. Watch me.
First you die, then we eat. You will return on the ship. No time to lick our wounds.
Hydra would make a far easier meal than us, monster.
Yes, but underneath their crunchy shell, the meat is spoiled. Mother's blood makes them stronger, but sours the flavor. Too much caffeine.
Well, that put me off my lunch.
You had your chance. The leader has fallen. I will deliver you from her grasp.
That's one hell of a move. War-worn bodies on the way.
There is no end to Hydra's reinforcements, even down here in the sewers. Deal with them if they are in the way. But Venom is the priority.
Food should not play with other food, especially when we are hungry.
Let's do it.
That hurts.
Trust in me. The sky is the limit.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Hey, Van Helsing! If you're gonna do something, now's the time!
Hang on, Dracula! This one's gonna hurt!
Purge that monstrosity! No! Light within the darkness, return to me, child. Must not heed the call! You cannot escape our destiny. I thought Venom's breath was bad.
It is.
You know I'm kidding, don't you, Charlie? How long was I out?
Days.
What happened?
Before or after you exploded?
The collar.
Still intact. Though, I'll admit, when Agatha and I first made it for you, we didn't anticipate the need to withstand alien energy.
Felt like more than that. As if...
Thankfully, the Venom creature didn't seem to like it either. Ran off through that gate of his, which is why Blade was able to get you home.
Next time I will send that thing straight into the abyss.
Next time, there will be no next time. I know I've been pushing things hard. Pushing you.
That's what you do.
Maybe not on this one. At least until we find a way to counteract the volatile effect of these compounding alien and mystic energies. Which reminds me, Strange and Stark have been chomping at the bit to come see you. Which, of course, I would not allow.
Hope you are not too rough on them.
Me? Of course not. Though I can't speak for Charlie. Still, wouldn't hurt to show your face around here when you're ready. People are starting to worry.
Tell me about it.
And you are certain it will hold?
We wouldn't be standing here if I wasn't. You two focus on the creature. I will worry about the collar.
Haven't really seen Blade since he got back from the sewer.
Carrying Hunter home on his back.
He's still outside. Being extra broody. Maybe you should talk with him.
Good idea. I'll go with you if you like.
All I'm saying is the tower's lost. We're no closer to breaking through Slimerama's sanctum shield, and our exalted chosen one just woke up and is listening to our every word. It's great to see you on your feet again, boss.
I hear Venom is still on the loose.
He is, but I do not think he will be a problem for us any longer.
That's curious. Everyone sees Venom as a problem. Even before he was under Lilith's control, I'm sure he was on some Avengers watch list.
What are you getting at?
Venom knows he's done wrong. He's tried. He's trying to reform. But it is often hard for people with marks on their record to get a fresh start.
Very well. If Venom ever frees himself from my mother's grasp, I will give him a second chance.
Thank you, Hunter. I'm sure that anyone in Venom's situation would be very grateful for that.
Glad to see you back on your feet again. Strange and I tried to stop by for a little house call while you were out, but turns out your dog is part flamethrower.
She is very protective.
That's one word for it. Listen, I know you're probably hearing all sorts of comments after your last tango with Venom. For what it's worth, we both just wanted to say that we don't think you should get within 50 light years of that thing until we sort out what the hell's going on between you two.
How does the old saying go? Slash me once, shame on you. Slash me twice.
Couldn't have said it better. It's like I'm talking to a living meme.
I would hope not. The last meme was killed during the Great Culling. Their mimic abilities made them one of the deadliest threats of the old world.
Right. Let's get back to fighting the giant alien slime monster. Look, Strange and I have been studying pieces of that symbiote ever since this nightmare began. Problem is, the further they get from the source, the more their molecular structure changes, which basically renders them useless to us. In zombie movie terms, I need a sample from Patient Zero, the old slime ball himself.
Venom.
Or Eddie, if you talk to Peter. Either way, that's our guy. We get a sample from him, somehow maintain its molecular integrity long enough for Strange and I to poke around at it, and, well, we're in business.
Let me guess. You have a new gadget in mind for the task.
Gadget? No, not a gadget. Plans for a groundbreaking device to solve this insurmountable problem and keep you from exploding next time you fight the indestructible monster? You betcha.
I like where this is going.
Good. Calling it my symbiote sampler for now. Hey, I ran out of acronyms, okay? Stage 1 in stopping our symbiote nightmare once and for all. Meet me over by ye old anvil over there and we can get started. Oh, you're not afraid of needles, right?
Needles?
Forget I asked.
I could not have predicted this outcome, but it is intriguing.
I did not think church was your style, Daywalker.
Actually, it's Eric. Eric Brooks from Harlem.
Are we finally on first-name basis now?
You earned it. The last person I let call me that was my mentor.
The name is quite fetching. Like the name of a mopey, tortured, woe-is-me vampire in one of those dark romance novels you like to read. The one who cannot bring himself to bite anyone, especially the woman he fancies. Oh my god! That is you! Why did I not see that before?
Don't make me bite you, Hunter.
Oh no! Do not kill me, Eric the vampire. I am so scared.
I shouldn't have told you.
Too late. Now I know all your secrets.
Not by a long shot. Now my mentor, he knew everything.
You had a mentor?
I wasn't born this cool. Someone had to teach me. His name was Jamal Afari, a vampire hunter. He gave me the name Blade. He used to take me to church on Sundays when I was a kid. Taught me right from wrong.
Well, if it means anything to you, he did a fine job teaching you morality and ethics.
Sometimes I think the difference between taking the high road and slumming it in the gutter is having someone who believes in you enough to lift you up. He could have killed me, you know. And he would have been within his rights to put me down too. But he didn't. Jamal was the first person to look past the fangs and see my humanity. Trained me to control my darkness so I could become the vampire hunter I am today. I guess what I'm saying is, you deserve that same benefit of doubt. You may be a demon child, but I see the human in you winning.
Is there a limit to your benefit of the doubt? What if I do something completely offensive, like try that pineapple on a pizza Nico has been talking about?
Watch it. Just thinking about it costs you points.
Then I will not mention strawberry hummus.
More points.
Tofu fish and vegan chips?
What in the... Not important. That train of thought of yours, it's pure evil.
See, I clearly need someone to keep me from going full evil.
If you're on the side of pineapple pizza, I don't know if I can help you.
So what happened to this Jamal Afari? Do you still keep in touch?
No, I killed him.
Why? What happened?
He asked too many questions. Just kidding. You keep showing me I can trust you, and maybe I'll tell you the whole story someday. But for now, I just want to let you know you're not all bad, Hunter. Just half bad, and that's good enough for me.
You know, when I first heard about Lilith and her apocalypse, I was skeptical that a resurrected half-demon warrior from the 17th century was going to be our best shot at beating her forces of darkness back.
And now?
Nico and company made the right call when they raised you from the dead, because I'm pretty sure you're the one who's going to save the day.
You are fond of Nico and magic and the rest of the Sons, are you not?
I am. I think their talents and competence have been totally overlooked by Caretaker. They deserve their day in the sun, and I'm pretty sure with the way you've been leading them, they'll get it.
You think I have what it takes to be a leader?
No, Hunter. I know you have what it takes. You just need time to stew, grow into yourself. When I enlisted, I was 90 pounds soaking wet. A light breeze would have knocked me over. Not what you call captain material. But I didn't give up. And I won't let you either.
I did not expect to meet you here.
For real, having confessional in a church? It's like somebody couldn't think of anywhere better.
You wish to confess something?
You may have noticed that I mess around a lot. I'm the handsome, super buff comedic relief of the Abbey. Get this, it's all an act. I'm actually a magician.
No, really? You had me fooled.
I'm a master baiter, Hunter. You just couldn't see it until now.
And now that I have, I am scarred for life, like you.
Touché, Hunter.
Touché yourself, Deadpool.
Oh, I need no encouragement.
So why do you turn everything into jokes?
It's a hell of a lot easier than being vulnerable and showing my entire ass. No one gets to see that for free.
Do you ever get tired of keeping up this charade?
Oh, you want to play charades? Here I thought we were having a serious conversation about how I'm completely faking it.
So why put on this act if it is all fake?
It protects me, and it pushes the people I care about far away. We all know there's never a happy ending when I'm involved.
Well, that does not sound like a way to live.
What would you do in my position then, huh?
Fight harder to protect them. Start by being genuine.
That's beautiful. I can see it as a motivational poster.
I'm being serious. Your loved ones need to know you are worried.
Ugh, I hate it when you're right.
You should know by now that I usually am. But there is something else you should know. None of us truly know what we are doing.
Coming from you, that's rich.
I do not always have it all figured out.
You sure put on a good show. You ever worried about breaking down?
All the time. I try not to let it consume me.
The cool as a cucumber approach. A classic strat. Not sustainable, though.
We all just need to hold it together until the end. Then we can take a minute to ourselves.
I'm clenched up all the time, Hunter. It makes my muscles look bigger. Look, I'm glad we cleared the air, but don't go telling people I'm actually a giant softie. I'd still like to keep my badass card.
I think our colleagues would enjoy seeing this side of you.
Not as much as I enjoy being a menace. Sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna keep it on the DL for now.
Is that the Deadpool lockdown?
See? You get me! When you don't want to talk about something, you stick it in the hole.
You know, I was obsessed with the sun as a kid. A huge nuclear reactor fueling all light and life in our solar system. And then looking up at the stars at night and realizing there were other nuclear reactors, some of them even bigger and brighter, probably supporting planets just like ours. I was blown away.
And now?
I want to say I still am, but I saw countless stars while I was in the Kree Star Force. White dwarfs, red giants, even a couple of neutrino stars. Sadly, the sense of wonder eventually wears off, like most things.
We all change and grow. The things that we once found curious are now mundane. It is proof of how far we have come.
I guess you're right. Heck, I know you're right. The Kree's psyche magnetron took me pretty far from some Boston girl. Kree DNA will open a lot of doors for you. Makes a girl wonder where I'd be without it. What would the life of regular Carol Danvers look like?
I cannot imagine you being content with staying still.
You're right. I get antsy when the status has been quo for too long.
I am sure you would have come into powers in some other way, like some of the others here.
Oh yeah? Like who?
Tony, you two are not that different.
I'm definitely nowhere near his cash flow, but I wouldn't mind tinkering with rocket suits. That's a thought. Maybe in another life. But for now, you're stuck with me in this one.
During my last meditation session, my thoughts turned to you, and I wondered if you had some wisdom to offer. I steered Earth's mightiest heroes through esoteric cataclysm and mystical strife before, but now I see myself dimmed in their eyes. With the loss of the Sanctum, is it possible that I am the last Sorcerer Supreme?
You still live, and only Doctor Strange has the experience needed to guide us forward.
By omens, I allowed myself to believe the current reality could be changed or altered, but that is simply me overcompensating for the loss of my presight. The old Stephen Strange returns to me at the most inopportune times.
You got over yourself, as Nico would say.
None of us wields control. We can only swim through chaos, gathering what we can preserve. My ego relished being the sole calm eye in the midst of unholy tempests. Now, perhaps I find all eyes, including my own, look to you. You remind me of the Ancient One. Or perhaps I must learn the same lesson over and over.
I want to ask you something, but you can't make fun of me, okay?
Fire away, Robbie.
Well, there is this online video game tournament, and I was kind of wondering, will you be my player too?
Of course I will be your player too, Robbie, and slay digital demons by your side.
Really? You sure you don't want to be player one?
No, you have earned that title. I'm happy to follow your lead. So, what did I do to deserve this honor, Robbie?
I could ask you the same question. What did I do to deserve all your confidence in me?
I rarely meet someone as true and honest to himself as you, Robbie, which explains how you can master your spirit of vengeance without letting it control you.
Calling someone like that back home can get you a nice beating. But I'll take it as a compliment. I sometimes wonder if you'd still think that way if it wasn't for Sparky. Don't get me wrong, we're a solid duo, there's no doubt about it. But on my own, would I be that great? I'm not so sure.
Have you considered Sparky might feel the same way?
What do you mean?
Sparky is occupying your body, Robbie. He needs you more than you need him. Without you, he is just a disembodied spirit. He probably feels just as insecure as you do.
Oh, poor guy. I never thought about it that way before. Oh, now I'm feeling bad for Sparky. He should know he's still a kick-ass demon all on his own.
You should start talking to yourself that way, Robbie. You might actually realize you are the real thing. A real hero.
Okay, fine. You've made your point.
Repeat it until any last bit of doubt is erased from your mind, starting now.
I am the hero.
Perfect.
Well, don't get me wrong, I love the book. Read it cover to cover, twice. Then I put it down and had a great night's sleep. Haven't had one of those since I came to this funhouse.
Is your bed uncomfortable?
Oh, the bed is fine. It's all the other stuff that's been keeping me awake. Cold drafts, whispering voices, footsteps in the hall, footsteps on my ceiling, footsteps under my bed, footsteps on my bed, random stuff moving around. But last night, slept like a baby. All because I read the book and am starting to learn. Is it crazy that I'm actually kind of enjoying this?
You are seeing things from a perspective unattainable to most mortals. Be careful how much crazy you take in all at once.
Well, I've already got a plan. Fit in a little crazy every day. Right after my morning exercises, right before the coffee. Don't skip a day or the crazy will fly right out of my head.
I will have to figure out your next lesson. It should probably involve some sort of artifact.
The more ancient and forbidden, the better.
I will see what I can do.
Well, I can't express my thanks enough. You're taking all the spooky stuff and making it a little less spooky.
I guess you will have to come up with a new nickname for Strange, then.
Oh no, he stays Dr. Spooky. I may be getting comfortable with all the oddities around the Abbey, but he still weirds me out.
You and Strange are like two sides of the same coin. You do know that.
Yeah, I'm the scientifically engineered metal alloy coin, and he's the wish you make when you toss it in a well.
I should probably put some thought into a suitable artifact for you to study.
Oh sure, I'll be fine here. And if I see anything floaty and undead, I won't even yell.
You and I are pretty similar.
Correct. We are both humans with extraordinary abilities.
I meant outside of our status as heroes. You and I are both leaders.
I do not consider myself a leader.
No need for modesty. You do a lot for the Midnight Suns. I don't need to tell you that being the head of a team means a lot of responsibility. Do you ever feel pressure to act or lead in a certain way?
I try to lead with my heart and do what is best for the Midnight Suns. I take their needs into consideration.
Spoken like a true leader.
I get the sense that you relate.
Maybe. Despite what anyone says, I believe we're all just winging it and playing it off as confidence because we have to.
It sounds like you were speaking from experience just now.
I forget how perceptive you are. I've had to keep my emotions in check for a long time, even before joining the X-Men. It's been hard to unlearn.
When you say you need to keep them in check, what does that mean?
I need to make sure I'm aware of how I feel 100% of the time. I have tools to keep me grounded just in case. Do you have anything like that?
Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I like to meditate and center myself. I come out with a clearer head.
Yes, that's a great coping mechanism. I indulge as well. Sometimes it's hard finding a peaceful and quiet place to do so.
Especially around the Abbey.
You need to invest in a pair of noise-canceling headphones, Hunter. They're a real game changer. Staying in control is crucial for me. If I ever seem guarded around you, don't take it to heart.
When you lose control, that affects your powers?
Something like that. Let's just say that when I'm stable, so is the weather and everything around me. I'll save the details for later.
I am looking forward to it.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to inquire on this fine morning, but seeing as how you did explode in what I might describe as a most spectacular fashion, any side effects I should know about? Headache? Blurred vision? The urge to murder us all?
Something did happen that I would consider a side effect.
There's no need to be coy, Hunter. I've seen my fair share of embarrassing side effects. Unwanted hair growth, growing third eyes, uncontrollable flagellation. Nothing shocks me anymore, except for Tony's night terrors and chronic bedwetting. But in all seriousness, I hope you feel comfortable enough to disclose any medical conditions you may be experiencing now. We can't in good conscience send you back into battle against Hydra if you're not in tip-top condition.
My collar. I am afraid the explosion cracked it.
Cracked? How big is this crack?
Minor. Almost undetectable.
A small fissure should not be a problem. Your collar is made of tough stuff, almost as tough as you. But if you see it expanding even a millimeter, you must, and I mean must, come to me immediately.
Absolutely. You have my word, Doctor.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Any burning philosophical questions about the universe you need answering?
Do you really think we will be able to halt the prophecy?
Halt? No, unfortunately not. Prophecies are stubborn things.
So, you do not believe I can change mine?
anything we do would be like dropping a rock in a stream. We might stop it or divert it for a bit, but the relief would only be temporary. This prophecy will come true, one way or another.
How do you do it?
Do what?
Balance both light and dark magic without becoming overwhelmed with one or the other.
Yes, I am rather well-rounded in my magical gifts, aren't I? I suppose I see magic as a tool. I use magic, but it doesn't use me. Just remember, you don't need to go pure dark or pure light unless you want to. There is room for everyone's own unique path.
Are you worried about what is happening to the Sanctum?
I try to keep those thoughts roped away from my own sanity. I am deathly afraid of what Lilith is doing in there. I don't think she hijacked my home just so she could rifle through my sock drawers.
I should take my leave. There is much to do.
Yes, there is. Just don't push yourself too hard. You are, after all, still part human.
We're missing something, Hunter. And the frustrating thing is it's happening right in front of us.
Where?
The Sanctum is filthy with Hydra. Too many of them. It wouldn't take many guards to secure the building. So the question is, what else are they doing in there?
There is only one way to find out for sure. And to do that, we need to get inside.
That's not going to happen until we get a sample from Venom.
Our list of problems continues to grow longer.
Well, we're not here for the easy stuff.
Was that the first explosion you've survived? If so, you deserve a cookie. To be clear, I'm not going to bake it for you. You're one tough cookie, Hunter. Biscotti level tough.
Biscotti?
Teeth-breaking Tony kind of cookie.
If only I was more teeth-breaking with Venom.
Yeah, not your best moment, but it wasn't a total bust. We learned that it takes more than an energy blast straight from hell to wipe you out.
True.
And that blade? He's an asset.
I owe him my life.
Yeah, he gets 5 stars from me. And ass-kicking abilities aside, he's pretty on point with his movie references. Outside the mission stuff, I gotta say, I had my doubts about Blade. The brooding vibe, the sunglasses indoors, his lack of preference between a Chicago style versus New York, which is just plain wrong. But the more I see him in action, the more I think he might be an okay dude.
It does not come naturally to him, you know. He has to work at it.
Work at what?
Keeping his blood-sucking urges in check.
See, that makes me think even more of him. Some of us are born bad or just to bad circumstances, but it's who we choose to be that separates the wheat from the chaff. I have to admit the thought of working with a vampire originally gave me the creeps. But then I realized that if I stayed away from every person who had a demonic side, I wouldn't have any friends. Present company included, Hunter. Anyway, I wanted to ask how you were, and it turned into a full-blown cooler talk. Better get back to work before the boss notices. Catch you later.
Caretaker, are you all right?
That's what I wanted to ask you. I know you're on your feet and seem fine after that explosion with Venom, but I know all too well from experience that sometimes the worst injuries are not visible to the naked eye. So, please tell me, Hunter, are you actually as fine as you seem this morning? Or should I be worried?
No, Caretaker, I am not. My collar, the explosion, it cracked it.
Cracked?
Yes.
I feared this would happen. Venom was filled with your mother's power. It would be naive to think it couldn't fracture even our best defenses against her. At least cracked doesn't mean broken. Not yet, at least. You will have to work doubly hard to rein in your darkness. Your actions and words mean more than ever now. Make sure you use them with integrity.
I understand.
Well, I guess I should stop fussing over you and go see what horrors Hydra has in store for us today. As you were, Hunter.
I hear I owe you my thanks.
You know, when you were resurrected, I was sure you wouldn't be able to overcome the darkness inside you.
What do you think now?
I'm beginning to think I was right. You are your mother's kid, all right. No escaping that.
I know who my mother is, and I know what that means for me, but I assure you, I am working hard to resist her.
Just keep being as honest with yourself as you're being with me right now, Hunter, and you might just have a chance. Might.
Just what do you think you saw?
You're telling me you don't remember what happened after that blast? Because that was some messed up shit.
Tell me.
You were crying out for your mother, calling out her name like a lost kid at a theme park, while all this crazy-ass dark energy was swirling around your body, almost taking it over. I was so sure you were about to fall that I didn't leave your side. Surprised you came to with the light still in your eyes.
I feel fortunate to have you looking out for me, Daywalker.
You and I, we share the same burden of bad, and that's some heavy shit to carry. I want you to know, you don't have to carry it alone.
I would appreciate you not sharing what you witnessed with the rest of the team.
I don't plan to. It's not mine to share. I'll leave that to you.
I'm getting used to the Abbey. Didn't think I'd like it at first. Monks lived here isn't on my list of preferred amenities.
What changed your mind?
It reminds me of a Kree outpost. Mostly solitary, but you have your team around. Enough contact with civilization to avoid going loopy.
What do you get when Captain Marvel goes stir-crazy?
You tell me.
Someone who is not enjoying herself?
No, I'm having a great time. I thought you were setting up a cheesy joke.
Oh, no, I was really curious. When you have cabin fever, what does it look like?
How about me 20 minutes ago?
Nice.
What about you? You died here, so I bet you have some complicated thoughts about this place.
It seems the bad memories of this place outnumber the good ones.
I had a place like that. When you're done with all this, you can leave. For good, if you want. Don't believe anyone who says you have to come back. Do what's best for you. If that's the Abbey in your rear view, so be it. I'll help you pack your bags.
Thanks, Carol.
Of course.
Hunter, are you all right?
Here to gloat, Mother?
Quite the opposite. I was concerned. I could not sense you after...
Your pet monster nearly destroyed me?
An unintended and unforeseen consequence of your continued assault against me. The mystical energies within our blood do not always mix well with off-worlders. But neither do the wards of your pretentious sorcerer. The venom creature is a calculated but necessary risk.
Alien monstrosities? Wanda's unchecked powers coupled with Banner's unhinged mind? Whatever you are planning, Mother, I fear it may be beyond even your control.
Your concern touches me, but I would risk the heavens themselves if it meant saving you.
I do not need saving.
Oh, but you do. And that crack in your collar is the first step. Every revolution of self starts with the tiniest of rifts, an ever so slight splinter in the glass, a hanging thread begging to be pulled until it unravels all. You should be celebrating. That crack is the beginning of your emancipation from my sister's control. She keeps you collared because she fears you. They all do. Sarah wants to hold you back from realizing your full potential, the way she tried to hold me back centuries ago.
I would not need this collar had I not been corrupted by your blood.
Is that what you believe? Oh, child. There is so much you must learn. But you would never believe me if I told you. Not here. Not now. You must discover those answers on your own. Once you're unshackled, you will finally be free to be yourself.
And who is that? Answer me!
Hunter, we have finished the symbiote sampling device. Come to the forge to have a look.
Here you are, Hunter. One symbiote sampler, hot off the old demonic presses.
That is not what I expected.
Yes, I for one am not going anywhere near that thing.
You're a doctor. Don't tell me you're afraid of a little needle.
That is most certainly not a needle.
Well, you say tomato, I say one gamma-infused arc-powered laser tomato. Either way, we're good to go. Now we just have to get close enough to Venom to use it.
And I suppose you have a plan for that too.
Actually, I don't. Been too busy wrangling our friendly forge demon while ignoring Strange's advice in order to build a one-of-a-kind gamma-powered symbiote extractor that burns hot enough to pierce the sun. But basically, we just need to stick the pointy end in him and let the device do the rest. Once we jab that thing, the symbiote will be extracted and stored within the chamber. The fluid inside should maintain the sample's molecular integrity indefinitely. I based it on the saliva he left on you during that last round.
I see. And does Spider-Man, Peter, think it will actually work?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I've kind of been keeping him out of the loop on this one. Look, Peter's a great kid, with a big heart. He looks at Venom and he doesn't see the same mucus monster we do. All he sees is Eddie Brock. From what he's told me, the two of them weren't exactly best friends before the symbiote got thrown into the mix. But that doesn't matter to Peter. It's not going to be easy to get that sample. We'll have to get real close. I know Peter would give anything, including his own life, to save Eddie. Guess I just don't want to see him distracted when the time comes. Look what happened to me with Bruce.
Venom is not Banner, Tony, and Peter is not you.
Well, that's the point. I look at Peter and I see, well, maybe the person I could have been if I didn't let money, fame, and my dad's war profiteering get the best of me. Maybe I just want to keep the kid a kid for as long as possible.
Tony.
End of the day, we gotta find Venom first before any of this matters. Given his symbiote is happily sliming its way across the 5 boroughs, it's gonna be hard getting any kind of reading on him with conventional means, as in the non-demonically possessed kind. Thankfully, there's always Auntie Caretaker and her magic mirror. I'd check in with her. Talk to you soon, Hunter.
How are you, Peter?
You tell me, Hunter. I'm out of the loop on everything. They're off discussing what to do about Venom, and no one has said a word to me about it.
I apologize if you were left out of the loop on this, Peter. If it is any consolation, I do not think it was meant to be malicious.
Everyone's as freaked out as I am. They just bury it way down deep and then walk around like they've got something stuck in their armor.
There is no one better suited for a mission against Venom than you.
I know, I should be doing something, because right now I feel kinda useless. Maybe I'll use the forge to bake a loaf of sourdough. Really get in Stark's way until he notices me.
If you want Stark to pay attention to you, there are better ways to make your point than making bread.
Well, I was kidding about that, but if you have suggestions...
Just walk up to him and suggest a way to help.
Okay, you've made your point. Fine. Maybe I'll speak up.
Excellent.
Just give me a bit. I'm a little rusty. The Sinister Six caused me to miss out on my speech class final.
I see Tony showed you his new toy.
He did.
He is so in love with his toys. I don't suppose he's given much thought as to who should get close enough to Venom to use it.
If anyone understands Venom, it is Peter. He might be a good candidate for this mission. The ability to put ourselves in our enemies' shoes can tell us where they have been, and where they are going.
Peter. Interesting. His innate humanity and unwavering empathy for Eddie Brock's plight could make him an ideal candidate. This won't be figured out right now, but we should decide something soon. Time is of the essence. But I suppose you know that better than anyone. We will talk again soon.
You wanted to speak?
I see you, Hunter. I notice what you've been up to.
And what have I been up to exactly?
Bad things. Very bad things. The worst. You should see the look on your face. I meant that in a good way. You're embracing the darkness more and more every day, owning it, but not letting it own you. And more importantly, you're proving to be quite a good friend.
I am touched and honored to be considered a friend to you, Ileana.
Just don't let it go to your head. For years in this realm, I felt out of place. I was a sorceress who used the darkness within her for the cause of light and life. No one understood me, and most people were terrified. Then I met the Midnight Suns, and they showed me how to make a home in this world. It never felt right for a bad girl like me to fight with the good guys. Until you showed me how.
Oh, come now, Ileana. You are not that much of a bad girl.
You didn't know me when I was younger. My time growing up in Limbo was difficult. The creature who brought me there, his name is Mephisto.
The Prince of Lies? The Great Corruptor? Master of the Realm of Lost Souls? That Mephisto?
The very same. He sought to blacken my soul with corruption, forced me to hurt, to curse, to kill. I hate what he did, what he made me do. But without it, I am not the person you know, and I would never have met you. Am I a monster for being grateful it happened as it did?
Of course not. A terrible creature inflicted pain on a friend of mine. Worse, he made her think it was her own fault.
It was my fault.
He was always the monster, Ileana. Never you. That is what I see.
I do not agree. But I trust you. I shall consider what you said, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for listening to me, friend.
I am not used to seeing vampires in a chapel. Even Blade rarely comes here.
Naturally. Most vampires wouldn't be caught dead in a place like this.
I think you mean caught undead?
Yes, of course. Regardless, I am not like most vampires.
Because you are a living vampire?
Well, that's part of it. My powers come from a perversion of science, so I do not share the vampiric weaknesses. But our differences run deeper than that.
What do you mean?
Well, for starters, I do not abide by their foolish traditions. Most vampires are superstitious stooges, hissing at crosses and flinching whenever they feel a drop of water. I do not believe in many of the common dark magics. Most paranormal events can be explained through the magic of science.
I am used to watching allies throw fire from their hands. Your disbelief is almost refreshing.
It is. I am surprised a person with your experience is so open-minded.
I would love to hear more.
As I see it, the universe is governed by fundamental rules like gravity and nuclear fusion. Science and magic are just two ways of tapping into and manipulating those rules. So, I'm not saying the paranormal world does not exist. I merely believe most people give it too much credence. In the end, science is more powerful than a spell.
Our foes are innumerable and supremely powerful. We need to use every tool at our disposal.
Ah, now I see why Blade is here. He is both creepy and a tool. Wait, please don't tell him I said that.
I do not understand. What does it mean to call someone a tool?
It is a compliment.
Ah, so you do not wish to let Blade know you hold him in high esteem.
Yes, exactly that.
I need some friendly advice, and you're pretty okay at both the friend and the advice part. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, I think that you think that I'm one of those good people, right? Not Marvel America levels, but not too far off. But where do you stand on the nature versus nurture question?
I rather judge a person based on who they are, not the path that brought them here.
Okay, fine, but how do you know if your judging is right? There's tons of stuff in both my nature and nurture that screams evil. How can you be sure that I'm not, you know, evil?
I know you well enough by now, Nico. You chart your own path. You are not your mother.
I bet parts of her probably rubbed off on me, or, you know, are literally running through my veins. I don't know, Hunter. I feel like I'm holding myself back worrying about this stuff. You've been around me enough, and I kinda trust you. What do you think?
I think that if you want to reach your true potential, you need to come to terms with your past.
Okay. How?
Do not be ashamed of it. Your history is part of your makeup. Embrace it.
Just like that?
Yes, just like that. Accept it, and do not let anybody hold it against you. Not even yourself.
That's maybe a good idea. A strong maybe. Okay. I think I might have a plan now.
Feel better?
Not yet, but I will.
Wow, the books in this place are something else. Did you know that there is an entire section about spiders and the occult?
Peter, I am sorry you have to find out this way, but I guess it is time we talked.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
Terribly.
But you're Hunter. The Hunter. You're not afraid of anything.
I am a complicated being.
Huh. Is the legs? The crawling? The knowledge that the entire spider population can eat all of humanity in a year given the chance? Or is it because there is one just 6 inches away from you right now?
What? Where?
Just kidding. It's me. Actually, all this reading got me thinking, and there is something I wanted to run by you. With my spider roots, and the spiders being so occult adjacent, apparently, who knew, I can maybe be a good fit for the Midnight Suns. I'm not asking you to pull any strings for me or anything like that. I just want your honest opinion as a friend. Do you think I'd make a good candidate?
For now, you should focus on being the best you can be in every situation. And when this is all over, we can talk about your future.
Of course, of course. Either way, I would like a chance to prove myself first. Don't want anyone to say that you're giving me any special treatment.
Well, I am sure you can figure out how to make that happen.
One last question.
Yes?
If I read these books here, I'm not summoning any demons or evil spirits, right?
Have you been reading them aloud?
No.
Do not open your door to any knock that sounds unnatural or inhuman, and you should be fine.
No inhuman knocks. Got it.